Hello, I'm Curtis Cole, your candidate for Los Altos City Council. I served one term on the City Council in 2003, ending as mayor in 2007. At the time, I only served one term because my children were young. Both of my daughters are now attending Los Altos High School and encourage me to get involved in the community and run for City Council again. This provides me an opportunity to look back and see where was I successful, where was I effective, what would I do differently. I think that's important for any politician to reflect on their work. Today, I think there are three areas where I can help Los Altos. Downtown, community building, and youth and seniors. Let's talk about the downtown first. Our downtown has been suffering for the past 10 years or so. In every economic downturn, retail sales drop, foot traffic drops, and then in the recovery, things never come back to the level they were beforehand. I've been involved in some community groups learning about what does it take to run a successful retail business downtown, what does it take to motivate a landowner to invest in their downtown, what does it take for a downtown to be able to attract good retail businesses downtown. I've learned a lot. One of the things I've learned is that the city needs to put together a very specific, precise plan. Let's talk to the whole community, put together a vision down on paper that's going to say, what kind of downtown do we want? It might be that we need 2 or even 3 times the foot traffic downtown to have a successful and vibrant downtown that we all deserve. I believe that's possible. If the City Council can put together a precise plan, we can decide how much office buildings we want downtown, how many residential units we like downtown, and then we can go out and attract the retail businesses that we need for our downtown. Second area where I believe I can be most effective in a community is in community building. I believe the City Council is uniquely positioned to facilitate, mediate, and help all of our groups get together and solve some of our complex problems that we have. The first is to acknowledge that these problems are shared among community groups. For example, traffic or parking around our high schools. That's not just a high school problem, it's not just a city problem, it's a problem for all of us. So it's important that we get down together and talk about these. I'd like to read in the paper, when addressing one of these difficult problems, how the City Council has been jointly working with community groups A, B, and C and have jointly put together a program to solve such and such a problem. Rather than hearing about the city is doing this and the schools are doing that and the residents are very frustrated at the finger pointing. I believe I've been a community builder before and I can do so in the future. I have the support of many of our school board members and many community members, and we can bring our groups together here and address some of the really hard, complex problems that we have in our community. Another area that's very important to me is youth and senior services. Now, that sounds like a motherhood and apple pie, but I believe there's some concrete things that we can do to improve our city, to make it good not only for raising families, but also for retirees to live independently. The first is to acknowledge that our city is going to need to subsidize our senior services. We need to work on a new community center. We need to build a new senior center on the par, perhaps, with Mountain View's senior center. Secondly, we need to look at our youth services as not just something where we want to fully cost recover those programs, but rather look at them as an investment in our youth and an investment in our future. I've been turned on to an organization called 880 Cities, referred by one of our bicycle pedestrian advisory volunteers. They have a very great concept. Imagine an 8-year-old whom you love, perhaps on a bicycle, and an 80-year-old, perhaps the grandparent of that individual. Would you think our infrastructure, our streets are safe for you to send the two of them out where they could go downtown or to a local business and get an ice cream, or would you send them to school? I think you'll find that our bicycle and pedestrian infrastructure is not at the safe level that we'd like it to be. I'd like to be 84 years old like my own father, retired, and be able to walk downtown safely on our streets. I think we've got a lot of work to do there, and I think I can work with our city staff and challenge them to win awards for new designs in our downtown. Now, if we do this bicycle and pedestrian work effectively, we will find we are solving some of the other problems we have in our community. If we can get 10% of our students more to ride or walk to school, we can reduce the traffic around our schools. If we get people to walk and bike to our downtown, we can design a downtown and retail businesses where we're supporting and providing services for our downtown, our local residents, and not having to drive to all these other shopping centers far away. Again, I'm Curtis Cole. I'm your candidate for Los Altos City Council. I've got over 13 years of experience in the community and continue to serve on 5 nonprofit boards today. Thank you for your consideration.